Shalom, shalom, family. Yes, welcome to the channel, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. But if you have, thank you so much. In this video, look, I'm gonna be giving you my thoughts about being here in Africa for 4 years. So stay tuned to the end so you can get some knowledge. I actually have a story for you guys that hopefully will get you to understand why I say the certain things that I say. So stay tuned to the end and we'll get right into it. If you don't know, me and my family moved from Columbus, Ohio, in the midst of the pandemic, 2020 August. So we've been here in Africa for 4 years. We haven't been back. We haven't visited. We just been traveling around Africa. We traveled all throughout the Swahili coast. We went to Kiswani. We went to we've been to Tonga. We've been through all through the Swahili coast, and also we went to Zanzibar. We enjoyed Zanzibar. We visited Zambia. We visited Kenya. So we pretty much been traveling around because that's what we do. We are a digital nomad family. At the time when we moved, we had three children at the time. I believe I was 25. My wife was 23. So a lot of people was like, "Hey, are you sure about this? Are you sure?" And we was like, "Yeah, yeah. The Most High is really calling us. He told us to do this, so we really stepped out on faith, trusted Him, and just now 4 years later, we are here." So that's a little backstory if you didn't know. But now we are in Southern Africa, and we loving it. So we kind of got a taste of East Africa. Now we getting a taste of Southern Africa. If you want to know where we are, go ahead and check out our members only channel. There's a lot of things that we share behind the screen, but behind, or I should say, behind the scenes on that, so you guys can get a better understanding of what happened to us in East Africa, Tanzania, versus here in Southern Africa. So I'm gonna get right into it. 4 years been here in Africa, no matter East Africa, Southern Africa. It's been good. It's been awesome. It's been nothing but abundance, nothing but favor, nothing but trials, tribulation, challenges, just growth in general. It's been a beautiful, beautiful journey that we've been on. Um, I have nothing bad to say. I definitely don't like to say, hey, oh, if we would have did this or did that. No, I'm sitting right here in my office in my black chair that I love. You get what I'm saying? So it's that type of vibe here. I don't regret anything that happened that we went through to get us here in this position that we are in. So um, Africa's been beautiful, um, but I wanted to really talk about the mindset that me personally had coming to Africa, and also I'm gonna share a story with you from one of our taxi drivers that recently visited Tanzania, and he came back on about what he saw and what he experienced in Tanzania versus the country that we're in. So, yeah. But coming to Africa, East Africa in general, Tanzania, especially from America, I really thought differently 4 years ago. So coming here, it was like, man, this is Africa. You see all the crowds around, you see different people, you see all just it's different from America. So I really believe, hey, this is Africa. The street food, the vegetables on the street, the fruits on the street, and stuff like that. Um, I really thought, hey, this is how Africans live, you know. But recently, we're starting to realize that, hey, like, you really do have a choice because every country is not like Tanzania. And let me say that again: every country is not like Tanzania, and that's what I thought. That's what I believed. Like, hey, you can go anywhere, and it would be exactly like this environment. But that's not the case. That's not the case at all. So you have to really be open to a lot of different cultures, a lot of different, I should say, vibes in Africa. Coded. So the East African vibe is definitely different from the West African vibes, from the South African vibes, from the North African vibe. So you have to understand that everywhere is different, every country is different, every region is different. Because when we were in Tanzania, we actually stayed in two different regions. We stayed in Dar es Salaam, which was super busy. Um, but when we went to Tonga, it was slower. Um, it was still busy around the city, but where we stayed, it wasn't that busy. So little things like that, you have to take under consideration and be like, okay, um, every place is not like this. So with me saying that, I wanted to share a story about our taxi driver here in the country that we're in, and he recently traveled to Tanzania for a visa for his child or something, like his daughter or something like that. So he went to Tanzania. He messaged me one day and said, "Hey, um, message my brother here if you need a ride or anything." And I can say that that's one thing that is just excellent about Africans. No matter where you are in Africa, they really try to take care of their household, really try to take care of their family, their relatives, their brother, sister, aunts, uncle. You know, they really try to keep it in the family. So that was a blessing to like meet his extended family there. Um, so with him saying that, I did that. I hit his family up, and it was very nice. They met us. The next time they came and pick us up, they gave us fruits and vegetables and everything, because they see that we have a big family, you know. So that's just a blessing. And I hope our people can understand that's how a community is. Like, if you know that a family has children, you know, oh hey, I have a banana tree here, you know, I'm a give an offering to them in a way to you know, let them know that, hey, I'm here and I see you and I hope this helps you. So little things like that is really a blessing, just being here in Africa. So back to the story. So our taxi driver, when he got back from Tanzania, he really was I guess it was shocking to me, because he was actually saying, "Man, I'm never going back there again." It was not a good experience. You know, when I went there, just from the airport, put it like that. He said from the airport, they had this small car. We had three adults, and we had like four or five suitcases, and they brought a small car, and you know, it was very crowded. I was scrunched up. Everybody was scrunched up in the back and everything. So I'm like, yeah, yeah, that's what they do. Yep, that's Africa for you. Yep, that's what they do. But from our experience here in the country that we're in, that was not our experience at all. When we first got here and arrived at the airport, they made sense of getting a bigger van or a bigger car to assist us, because they see that we are a family of seven and we have five, six suitcases, that, you know, a small car is just not going to do it. But there in Tanzania, that's what they do. Hey, take this car and you should be good. So that was a shock. He's like, yeah, that was one thing. Another thing, when I got to my Airbnb, um, the host, I had to call him every 2 hours because the electricity was going out, um, and the water tasted very salty. So he was saying, like, I don't know what was going on with the water, but every time I was trying to take a shower and stuff, I would taste salt, and you know, I couldn't really drink the water how he like the water is here. The water here, you can take it out the faucet. You know, you really don't have to do much to it to drink it. So, um, those are the little things I think about, where, you know, a local coming from one African country going to another African country is complaining about these things. Like, wow, you really don't think about that until you really go to an African country such as this, where they really do take care the water, they really do take care of the electricity, they really do take care of I guess you could say the internet, and things of that nature, data and stuff like that, where it's not too expensive, where pretty much everybody can afford these things. But from his story, when he was saying about the load shedding there in East Africa, where they might choose a day to cut the electricity, or cut the water, or they might choose a certain amount of hours that they will cut the water, cut the electricity. But here in this country is nothing like that. The electricity, if it goes out, it comes back on. Not even 5 minutes, it comes right back on. So um, with me saying that, it's like you have to really do your research and choose the right country, because you really don't have to choose that load shedding. How a lot of people are describing Africa, like, yeah, that's just Africa. And I really thought that. I thought that not, I'll say a year ago, because we've been in this country for about what, 9 months, 8, 9, 10 months. And I really thought that 10 months ago, like, yeah, going to this country is probably going to be load shedding, electricity. The internet's probably going to be expensive and this and that. But no, that's not the case at all. So when he was saying things like that, it really made me think, like, wow, okay, it's really about the mindset. It's really about what people really choose to accept, because you don't have to accept that. Just from the street food, he was complaining about the street food. He was like, yeah, I couldn't even get fruits and vegetables off the street, or just say like meats and stuff, because there in Tanzania they have tons of like chicken stands and beef and lamb and stuff like that. I don't have no problem with it, but coming from a local African from a different African country, he's like, yeah, I wasn't trying to mess with none of it. I'm gonna go to the grocery store and I'm gonna come back and cook my food. And I'm like, wow, that's different. And from my mindset, I got so used to that I thought it was normal. Hey, I can go to the stand right there down the street, get some chicken. Um, of course, flies is flying around and stuff like that. And I got used to that, where it's like, okay, this is normal. This is Africa. I see all the local people, they enjoying it. It's good, this and that, and blah blah blah. But another African, local African coming from a different African country, like, nah, I ain't doing none of that. No, I'm not saying he was too bougie or anything like that. It's just like, wow, okay, like, people really don't have to choose that. People really don't have to choose that. So you really have to understand the dynamics of each African country. So you really have to do your research about where you're going and where you're headed, because that's just it. You don't have to choose that. So with with me saying that, I just want whoever's watching this, I hope you got some good information out of this video, because just from being here in Africa, it's been great. It's been wonderful. And you really don't have to choose what every or most of the African countries um, do, such as load shedding, such as um, salt, like the sea salt water. Um, you really don't have to choose just how people treat each other in certain African countries. And with I guess I can say the corruption, you don't have to choose the corruption, because it flows all the way down from the top. If the government is corrupt, it's going to flow down all the way to the local people in some type of way, in some type of environment. So you really have to be careful on how you move, when you move, and it's very important to do your research. So with me saying that, just make sure you check your mindset. Be adjustable. Make sure you can adjust in any situation, in any African country, in any environment, because that's what I learned over these 4 years being here in Africa. We can adjust. I can adjust in any type of environment, in any type of space, because obviously the Most High is leading us and guiding us. But from a physical standpoint, you have to adjust. And from a spiritual standpoint, you should already be there. You should already have that discernment. You should already have that meekness, that humbleness, that obedience, that diligent, the discernment and stuff at the Most High, the wisdom, the understanding that the Most High bless you with, to understand like, hey, I don't have to choose this, because it's always a choice. You don't have to choose that, because the country that we're in is really given abundance, is given favor, and this is still Africa. It really doesn't feel like Africa, or I guess I can say it really doesn't feel like where we came from, which is Tanzania. It's totally different. It's totally opposite. It's very clean here. The government takes care of its people. Just say, I believe it was just an election, and they had a new prime minister, and the local people are very excited. They say, "Hey, yo, the prime minister said we get free internet," and I'm like, "What? Free internet? What are you talking about? Like, that don't make sense. That don't make any sense. How you get free internet?" Yeah, that's what he said. And I'm like, okay, I gotta change my mind again, because like, if the government take care of its people like that, that's a good thing. Free internet, that means that people can, try to make their money and stuff on the internet or anything like that. They can really do certain things from free internet. So to sum this video up, just change your mindset. Make sure you adjust to any situation, any environment that you're in. Um, and just be humble, be diligent, have your discernment on 100% at all times, and just allow the Most High to lead you and guide you. If you guys want to know where we are, just check the link in the description and join our members only channel. Pretty soon we are dropping some things for 2025 with State of the Diaspora, and that's where we really take you on a journey with, well, a mindset journey, put it like that. From where we came from, 2020, all the information that we researched, all the information that we acquired and everything, till now, because it's a lot of things that people do not know about Africa. It's a lot of things that we are still finding out about Africa, where our people can really flourish and be what the Most High need them to be, and what the Most High called them to be. So if you guys are interested, make sure you click the link in the description. Um, and yeah, thanks for tuning in. Leave a comment below and let me know if you enjoyed this information. Let me know if you have any questions. You can email us with questions, anything like that. And yeah, you guys have a blessed day, have a blessed evening, and talk to you next video. So long.